Good morning. As you make your way to your seats, I want you to answer this question that's on the board. Right, I will give you a minute to answer that question, and then we are going to move forward with our day. Okay, now I'm going to state the objective for today. Given a puzzle piece, students will write one consumer lesson that Andrew learns from the book Freckle Juice by Judy Blume with 85% accuracy based on the rubric. And to activate your prior knowledge, I would like you to write down one piece of information about economics on a piece of paper, and I'll give you a minute to do that as well. All right, now we're going to read the last chapter in our book, Freckle Juice by Judy Blume. All right, let me see here. After breakfast, Andrew raced back to his bedroom. He opened his desk drawer and looked for a brown magic marker. All he could find was a blue one. It was getting late. Blue would have to do, but the magic marker in his lunchbox, and he put the magic marker in his lunchbox and headed for school. He stopped 2 blocks before he got there. He studied his reflection in a car window. Then he took out the magic marker and decorated his whole face and neck with blue dots. Maybe they didn't look like Nikki Lane's freckles, but they sure looked like something. Andrew waited until the second bell rang. Then he hurried to his class and sat down. He took out a book and tried to read it. He heard a lot of whispering, but he didn't look up. Miss Kelly snapped her fingers. "Let's settle down, children. Stop chatting," everybody giggled. "What's so funny?" What is so funny? Lisa, can you tell me the joke?" Lisa stood up. "It's Andrew, Miss Kelly. Just look at Andrew Marcus." "Stand up, Andrew. Let me have a look at you," Miss Kelly said. Andrew stood up. "Good heavens, Andrew. What have you done to yourself?" "Your freckles, Miss Kelly. That's what." Andrew knew his blue dots looked silly, but he didn't care. He turned toward Sharon and stuck out his tongue. Sharon made a frog face at him. Miss Kelly took a deep breath. "I see," she said. "You may sit down now, Andrew. Let's get on with our morning work." At recess, Nikki Lane turned around and said, "Who ever heard of blue freckles?" Andrew didn't answer him. He sat in class all day with his blue freckles. A couple of times, Miss Kelly looked at him kind of funny, but she didn't say anything. Then at 2 o'clock, she called him to his desk. "Andrew," Miss Kelly said, "how would you like to use my secret formula for removing freckles?" Her voice was low, but not so low that the class couldn't hear. "For free?" Andrew asked. "Oh, yes," Miss Kelly said, "for free." Andrew scratched his head and thought it was over. Miss Kelly took a small package out of her desk. She handed it to Andrew. "Now don't open this until you get to the boys' room. Remember, it's a secret formula, okay?" "Okay," Andrew said. He wanted to run to the boys' room, but he knew the rules. No running in the halls, so he walked as fast as he could. He couldn't wait to see what was in the package. Could there really be such a thing as freckle remover? As soon as he was inside the boys' room, he unwrapped the package. There was a note. Andrew read it. It said, "Turn on water, wet magic freckle remover, and rub into face. Rinse. If magic freckle remover does not work first time, try again. 3 times should do the trick. Miss Kelly." When the class lined up to go home, Andrew heard Sharon whisper to Nikki, "I know how to get rid of them." "Get rid of what?" Nikki asked. "Your freckles." "You do?" "Sure. The secret recipe for removing freckles has been in my family for years. That's how come none of us have any. I'll sell it to you for 50 cents. Then Sharon walked up alongside Andrew. Before Andrew could say a word, Sharon made a super duper frog face just for him. The end. All right. Okay, so next thing on our list today is I'm going to explain to you what a timeline is. A timeline is a tool that organizes information. It is used to describe the order in which events happened. Timelines can also help show how events in history are related. A timeline can cover a short amount of time in great detail, or it can offer a more general overview of a long period of time. Does anyone have any questions on what a timeline is? Oh, that's a great question. How are timelines important? Timelines are important because they help give us a time frame of when things happen. Like for in history, timelines can be very important because it can show us when a war happened and what happened in sequence with that war. All right. Now we are going to go over, I'm going to go over the objective again real quick. Okay. Given a puzzle piece, students will write one consumer lesson Andrew learns from the book Freckle Juice by Judy Blume with 80% accuracy based on the rubric. On a show of hands, how many of you feel that this objective was met? Good. Awesome. Great. All right. Perfect. Now I would like you to take out a piece of paper and I want you to answer these 3 questions on your piece of paper. Explain how a timeline works. Explain the different elements of a timeline. And why is creating a timeline important? And I will give you a minute to answer those questions and then you can turn them in to me. All right, perfect. Thank you very much.